Okay. See, in our last class, we have studied about like this. That is, we have studied about the magnetic properties. What are the magnetic properties that we have studied? The magnetic properties that we have studied is magnetizing field H vector. The second one is the permeability mu. Third one is intensity of magnetization M vector. Fourth one is the total magnetic field B vector. And the fifth one is susceptibility psi m. We have already studied about these magnetic properties in previous classes. Based on these magnetic properties, the magnetic materials available in this universe, the magnetic materials in the universe, are classified under three broad categories. What are the three broad categories on which the magnetic materials are being classified? And they are classified based on these properties. That classifications are: number one, called to be diamagnetic material. Then the second one called to be paramagnetic material. And the third one taken to be ferromagnetic material. And the third one is ferromagnetic material. So out of these three, let us explain how we can able to consider the diamagnetic properties or paramagnetic properties and ferromagnetic properties of different materials. So first of all, I am considering the diamagnetic materials. If I am considering the diamagnetic material, how that diamagnetic material will be behaving separately and inside a magnetic field, I have to explain. சரி, நம்ம வந்து ஒரு டயாமேக்னெட்டிக் மெட்டீரியல் எடுப்போம். ஜெனரலா முதல்ல சொல்லிடுறேன், அதுக்கு பிறகு I will be writing it. See, when you are considering any material in this universe, that material in this universe is made up of atoms. We know that atoms are considered to be the building blocks of the different materials in this universe. If you are considering an atom, inside that atom you are having a nucleus at its center. Around the nucleus, you are having the electrons are orbiting around. So that electrons are called to be orbiting electrons, producing an orbital motion. Since the electrons are moving in the orbital motion, that electron will be giving rise to a magnetic field. That magnetic field will be acting perpendicular to that of the plane in which the electron is revolving. The first point. Due to the orbital motion of the electron around the nucleus in an atom, that electrons are developing a magnetic field, and that magnetic field developed is perpendicular to the plane of the plane. The second one, that each electron which is orbiting around the nucleus, that is called to be the orbiting electron, will also giving rise to a magnetic moment. So the revolving electron will be giving rise to a magnetic moment. Magnetic moment means, we know, Qm into 2L, like that. For a bar magnet, we are saying it as Qm into 2L, ampere meter square. Like that, a revolving electron will give rise to a magnetic moment. So each and every electron revolving around the nucleus in the orbit is giving a magnetic moment, means the magnetic moment of the electrons in the diamagnetic material are in random directions. They are not available in one particular direction. In a diamagnetic material, all the magnetic moments of the electrons are in random directions. So when you are considering a diamagnetic material as a whole, the magnetic moment that is available for different electrons are in different directions. So the net magnetic moment will become zero. Why the net magnetic moment becomes zero? The magnetic moment of one electron will be cancelling the magnetic moment of another electron. in some other place, since all that magnetic moments are in random direction. So the net magnetic moment of an atom or the net magnetic moment of a diamagnetic material will become zero. Now that diamagnetic material is placed inside a uniform magnetic field. When I am placing that diamagnetic material inside an external magnetic field, what will happen means the electrons which are revolving in the orbit of an atom, some of the electrons are speeded up and some of the electrons are slowed down. The electrons which are speeded up are the electrons which are moving in anti-parallel direction to that of the magnetic field are taken to be speeded up, while other electrons are slowed down. So due to the change in velocity of the electrons in that atom or in that orbit, the electrons will give rise to a net magnetic moment, which is in a direction opposite to that of the applied magnetic field, because of which the diamagnetic material available inside that magnetic field will try to move from stronger part of the magnetic field due to or stronger part of the magnetic field to the weaker part, because the interaction between the induced magnetic moment, because the magnetic moment, net magnetic moment is zero inside the diamagnetic material initially, but when it is placed inside the external magnetic field, some of the atoms or some of the electrons will be speeded up, because of which magnetic moments are induced. That magnetic moment and the applied magnetic field are in opposite side direction, because of which the diamagnetic material which get magnetized will try to move from the stronger part of the magnetic field to weaker part of the magnetic field. In the action movement of the diamagnetic material from stronger part to weaker part, that action we are calling it out as diamagnetic action, and such a materials are called to be diamagnetic materials. This is an introductory explanation for the behavior of diamagnetic material inside the magnetic field and in the absence of the magnetic field. So இப்போ நான் சொன்ன இந்த பாயிண்ட்ஸ் ஃபுல்லா சம்மரைஸ் பண்ணி பாயிண்ட் வைஸ் எழுதுறேன். You just look it out or listen it out. You can able to understand. Number one, how I can able to explain the theory behind the diamagnetic material. So let us consider the first point. What is the first point? When I am taking any material in this universe, I can say atoms are the building blocks of the material in this universe. Atoms are the building blocks of all materials in this universe. So if you are considering a diamagnetic material, this diamagnetic material consists of innumerable number of atoms or the more number of atoms in it. When you are considering an atom, at the center of the atom you are having a positively charged nucleus, around which in different orbits you are having the electrons are revolving. So in general we are saying revolving electrons as, okay, we are saying revolving electrons as orbital electrons அல்லது orbiting electrons. So the second point, due to orbital motion of the electron, due to the orbital motion of an electron, magnetic field is developed. Okay, a magnetic field is produced or developed. In what direction? In a direction perpendicular to the plane in which the electron is revolving, perpendicular to the plane. Due to the orbital motion of the electron, a magnetic field is produced. Okay, then the third one. See, the electron which is revolving in that orbit, called to be orbiting electron, will develop a magnetic moment. So the orbiting electron has a finite magnetic moment. Orbiting electron has a finite magnetic moment. When you are considering all the orbiting electrons will produce or will have a finite magnetic moment, but oriented in different directions. So the magnetic moments of all orbiting electrons give rise to, we can say, all orbiting electrons will be in random directions, Since the magnetic moments are in random directions, one electron will have a magnetic moment in this direction, somewhere else another magnetic moment will be in opposite, one will be in this direction, another one in this direction, here one is in this direction, another one in this direction. Like this, if you are having different magnetic moments in different directions or random direction, we can say the net magnetic moment of the material, is equal to 0. So the net magnetic moment of the magnetic material is equal to 0 means, in the absence of an external magnetic field, diamagnetic material is not having magnetism, or it is not magnetized. Right. What is the next point? Now I am placing this diamagnetic material inside an uniform magnetic field. See, in the presence of, I am taking it like this, in the presence of a uniform magnetic field, what will happen? See, in the presence of the uniform magnetic field, the electrons in the material or in the diamagnetic material are either speeded up or they may be slowed down. So some of them are speeded up and some of them are slowed down. Which electrons will get speeded up and which electrons will get slowed down? So the electrons whose moments are anti-parallel to the magnetic field are speeded up. இது வந்து எதை வச்சு அப்படின்னா, fourth lessonல ஒரு law படிப்போம், speeded up according to the law called to be Lenz law. இந்த Lenz law என்னன்றது நான் fourth lesson வரும்போது சொல்லி தரேன். According to the Lenz law. So the electrons whose moments are anti-parallel are speeded up, while others are considered to be slowed down. So what will happen? Due to the speeded up, that electrons are induced with net magnetic moment. So this net magnetic moment will disappear or will become zero when external field is taken out. Okay, we can say also like this: when this external magnetic field B is removed, then the induced moment will also become zero. Alladu induced moment will also get removed, or we can say induced magnetic moment will become zero. Okay, what is the next point? If at the same time, when you are placing it inside a non-uniform magnetic field, what will happen? If you are placing it in non-magnetic field, in a non-uniform magnetic field, when placed inside a non-uniform magnetic field, what will happen? See, when I am placing that material inside a non-uniform magnetic field, then a force will be produced to move the material from a stronger part of the magnetic field to weaker part. So when placed inside a non-uniform magnetic field, force developed on that material will try to move the material from the stronger part of the magnetic field to weaker part of the magnetic field. What do you mean by this? When you are considering a uniform magnetic field, the intensity or the magnitude of the magnetic field is uniform throughout. But when it is non-uniform, somewhere else it will be having a higher magnetic field and somewhere else it will be having a lower magnetic field. When a diamagnetic material is placed inside a uniform magnetic field, means magnetic moment is induced. But at the same time, if it is placed inside a non-uniform magnetic field, in addition to the induced magnetic moment, a force will also be developed on that magnetic material, which will make that magnetic material to move from stronger part of the magnetic field to weaker part of the magnetic field. That phenomenon or that action, we are calling it out as, that action is called to be diamagnetic action. This diamagnetic action is taking place only in diamagnetic material. So we are saying that such materials are called to be. So we are saying that such materials are called to be, or taken as what material? Diamagnetic material. So if you want to get the diamagnetic material, that material should be placed inside a non-magnetic, non-uniform magnetic field. Then the magnetic moments are induced and that magnetic material will move from stronger part to weaker part, means that material we are calling it out as diamagnetic material. Which materials can be taken as diamagnetic? For example, we can consider bismuth, then we can take copper, then we can take water molecules, or some of the examples for diamagnetic materials. So for the diamagnetic materials, what are the properties? So how you can able to say or summarize the properties of diamagnetic materials? See, the properties of diamagnetic materials are in general given as: number one, the value of susceptibility of a diamagnetic material is less and also considered to be negative. This is the first point. Value of the susceptibility of a diamagnetic material is taken to be less and it is negative. What is the second one? See, we know that mu r is equal to 1 plus psi m. See, here I have taken psi m as negative for diamagnetic material. If psi m is negative for diamagnetic material, then mu r is equal to 1 minus psi m. Am I correct? Psi m is considered to be negative. So I am writing mu r is equal to 1 by psi m for a diamagnetic material. See, if mu r is equal to 1 minus psi m means mu r will be always less than 1, because mu r is 1 minus psi m. The value of psi m is subtracted from 1. So the answer that you are getting will be less than 1. So we can say the relative permeability mu r is always less than that of 1. Then point number 3. What we have already studied, when a diamagnetic material is placed in a magnetic field, See, already we have studied, when it is placed in a non-uniform magnetic field, it will move from stronger to weaker. If it is moving from stronger to weaker, means it is losing its magnetic field in Artham. So when a diamagnetic material is placed in a magnetic field, the field lines, or we can say the magnetic field lines, are expelled or repelled, or expelled from what? Or expelled from the material, or expelled from the material, or expelled by the diamagnetic material. Then the fourth one, the susceptibility psi m for a diamagnetic material, is independent of temperature. Material is independent of temperature. That is, as the temperature increases or the temperature of the diamagnetic material decreases, susceptibility of the material never changes. But it is not the case in case of para and ferro. அதனால இங்க சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க, என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க? Susceptibility psi-m is independent of what? Independent of the temperature. These are taken to be the properties of diamagnetic material. May be asked in an 5-mark question. Explain the properties of the diamagnetic material by explaining its theory. அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஒரு 5-mark questionல கேட்கலாம். So hope you should have understood. So you just study the theory part by considering point-wise. For example, we have to consider a diamagnetic material. Diamagnetic material is made up of atoms. So atoms are the building blocks of all materials in this universe. Then when you are considering an atom is made up of positively charged nucleus around which the negatively charged electrons are revolving around. That revolving electrons are called to be orbital electrons. That orbital electrons giving rise to a magnetic field acting perpendicular to the plane. Then the third point, the orbiting electron will give rise to a finite magnetic moment. But when you are considering that finite magnetic moment for all electrons in that material or for all electrons in that atom, the magnetic moments are oriented in random directions. Due to the orientation of magnetic moment in random direction, the magnetic moment of one electron cancels the other, so that the net magnetic moment of a diamagnetic material is 0. Now you apply an external uniform magnetic field to that diamagnetic specimen. Then the electrons, orbiting electrons, some of the orbiting electrons are speeded up and some of the orbiting electrons are slowed down. But at the same time, if the diamagnetic materials are placed inside a non-uniform orbit, non-uniform magnetic field, in addition to that of the induced magnetism due to speeding up or slowdown of the electrons, a force will also experienced on them, because of which that diamagnetic material will be moving from stronger part to weaker part. When you are removing that external magnetism, the induced magnetism will also become 0. Then there won't be any movement. But in the presence of an external non-uniform magnetic field, in addition to the induced magnetic moment, a force will also be developed on it, which makes that magnetic material, diamagnetic material, to move from stronger part of the magnetic field to weaker part of the magnetic field. This action of making a material to move from stronger part of the magnetic field to weaker part of the magnetic field, then that materials are called to be diamagnetic materials, and that action we are calling it out as diamagnetic action. This action can be taking place only in diamagnetic material. From this we can able to classify this material, whether it is moving from stronger to weaker or weaker to stronger. If that material is moving from stronger to weaker, then we can confirmly say that that material is a diamagnetic material. So this action we are calling it out as diamagnetic action. So based on all these, we can classify that material. So we can say that diamagnetic material, some of the diamagnetic materials are bismuth, copper, water molecules, etc. So what are the general properties of a diamagnetic material? Some 4 properties are being summarized. Number 1, for a diamagnetic material, the value of susceptibility is very low, and usually the value is taken to be negative. Since we know that the relative permeability mu r equal to 1 plus psi-m, if you are substituting for psi-m as minus psi-m, because the value of susceptibility is negative, the value of mu r, relative permeability of that medium, is always less than 1. Now, when a diamagnetic material is placed in a magnetic field, it moves from stronger to weaker. That is, the magnetic flux lines or field lines available inside the diamagnetic material are expelled from that material. And finally, the susceptibility of a diamagnetic material is independent of temperature, as there is usually the temperature will be taken in Kelvin scale. If the temperature is raised or if the temperature is lowered, the susceptibility of the diamagnetic material never changes. This is what we are considering it as the theory behind diamagnetic materials and the properties of diamagnetic materials. Hope you should have understood.